Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's session is about Terraform input variables. So this is a very important foundational topic. So if you understand input variable clearly, Terraform becomes reusable, scalable, environment friendly. Okay, and by the end of this session, you will clearly understand what input variables are, why we use them, different ways to define them, and how to use them practically with Azure resources. Okay, so Terraform input variables. Okay, so let's get started. So, what are the first question I can tell you, or you can just make in mind that what are Terraform input variables? What are input variables? So, input variables, in simple words I can say that allow us to pass values into Terraform configuration instead of hard coding them. Okay, if I'll show you the code, okay, let me create today's date folder. Today is 9, yeah, okay, 09012026. Let me copy main.tf with version.tf. Let me open in VS Code. So opening in VS Code, we have to write code space dot, and this is the shortcut to open in VS Code. Yeah. Now I have my confusion code here. Yeah. Now what I am talking about here, that I was on that what are Terraform input variables. So input variable allow us to pass values into Terraform configuration instead of hard coding them. Okay, so you can see here in resource block from line number 7 to 10, the name of the resource group I have hard coded here, the my rg 07012026. Okay, so without variables Terraform code becomes rigid, difficult to reuse, and I can say environment specific. Okay, so let me write the definition so that you can take as a reference in future. Okay, so for example, I showed you here the name. Let me take the code. If you can see here, this value is hard hard coded. Okay, here we given resource group name as hard coded. So we can do this uh, like if I'll hard coded and without hard coded, or I can say with variable. Here I need to change okay. This is the basic thing I am giving you. I'll explain right now. Okay. So with the help of this variable and all, we can have the value, without changing the code. In this, what we need to do, we need to change every time. Okay, whenever we want to have another name or different name, and if you are using the variable, okay, so now the value can change without changing the code here. Okay, at one place we can have our name and all, and from there we can control the configuration code. Okay, so that is the real power of Terraform. So why do we need input variable? So input variable help us, to reuse the same code across dev, test, prod. Okay, and I can say follow naming standards, and also avoid duplication, and at last I can say make code clean and very very professional. Okay, yeah. So in real projects, hard coding is never allowed. So we need to give in variable form. So how many ways we can define Terraform input variables? So I'll write question here. So how many ways we can define input Terraform input variable? So Terraform supports four main ways. Okay, uh, I'll write it here. So these are the four ways we can pass the variable. Okay. So first we have the default values. Okay, we can pass it. We have command line argument dash var, and third one we have variable files. Let me do the numbering here. First, second, third, fourth. Hmm. So today's session focus on that basics only. So we will start with default values here. So we have here, let I'll show you. We have here version.tf in which we have Terraform block and provider Azure block, and I have main.tf file here, and in which I have random string as a resource here, Azure resource group here, okay, and virtual network, okay, and yeah, these are the things. Let me remove the tags and life cycle block. No need of yeah. So this is a clean and recommended structure, I can say. Okay, for example, I had it, and now let's move to that. Yeah, let me create our new file here, variable.tf. Okay, variable.tf. Then I'll write resource group. Let it be there in main.tf only. Yeah. So in variable.tf, all input variables I'm going to use here, whatever I am going to use in our project. Okay. So let me declare the variable. Okay. So let me create the first variable, that is resource group name. Yeah, here. To create a variable, we need to have a variable block here. Okay, and you can see here when I had my cursor on variable, it is explaining that block. Variable block means input variable allowing users to customize aspects of configurations when used directly. Okay, like that it is explaining that variable block. So after writing the variable, okay, then we need to give the variable name here, that is resource underscore group underscore name. Okay, and under this variable I have three argument, I can say here, that is the first one is description. Okay, and in this section, you know, we need to have some description about this variable. Okay, and yeah, again we have another yeah, another thing, that is type, and we have different type. Okay, and that is string, then number and all. Okay, then we have another options, that is default. We can pass the value from this variable block here with that default one. If we will provide the default here, means whatever the value you are passing here, it will take at runtime. Okay. Yeah, now let me take the second variable for resource group location. So for that I'm writing like this, resource group location. Okay, so this defines where the resource will be created in Azure. So example, we have East US, West Europe, Central India, and so many location we have. So we can pass the value from here, as I was talking about that variable group resource group name. In the same manner we can pass in the resource group location. Okay, so let me uh, create another variable block for virtual network name. So now I have given as a variable, then the variable name here, then the descriptions type and default I had given here. Okay, so now let's use this variable in our main.tf. Okay, so now let me give here. Yeah, now in the place of name we can write var dot var dot resource group name. Okay, I have the variable block for this name as resource group name, so I need to type this. Now I need to type the location, so I have already one variable block for that. So what is the name of that variable block? Var dot and resource group location. I can see here resource group location. I also have one virtual network name as a variable. I had passed through the variable. So here also I need to type bar dot virtual network name. Okay. So now you can see here, mm, none of place I had passed the hard coded things here. Everything is in variable mode. So now the value will take the RG name, RG location, and VNet name from this variable dot tf file, and we have here the variable block declared on particular names. Okay, specific name. So and we have here the default value. Now the value will take it from this blocks. Okay, variable blocks. So the final names here we can say my RG for the resource group name. Okay, so this is called that dynamic naming here. I can say. Let me run this code for you guys. Very very important topic. Okay, and if you are not listening carefully, okay, you will not get anything in variable. Okay, I already told you that with the help of variable we can make our code very very dynamic. Okay, and very very reusable, I can say. So this is exactly how real world Terraform projects are written in the form. Now let me Terraform init. So here we use virtual network name is also dynamic. Okay, here, and location resource groups are referenced from the resource group. Okay, in the same way, and this creates implicit dependency. Okay, this creates the implicit dependency. So Terraform automatically understands the order. Okay, first it will create the this block, then only it will go for this virtual network thing. Now I have to do Terraform plan. So with the help of Terraform init, we are initialize the Terraform. Okay, and the providers get downloaded here in my local, and it prepares the working directory. You can see here. Okay, so before Terraform, after the Terraform init, we need to run Terraform validate. So don't forget to run this Terraform validate. Okay, you should run this before Terraform plan. So Terraform validate, it checks the syntax, and with the syntax basic errors, it also get checked with the help of Terraform validate. So always run this before apply. Okay. Now we have another thing, that is Terraform FMT. Terraform FMT. So Terraform FMT means it formats the code professionally. Okay. So I already did the plan. Okay. So in plan, it shows that what Terraform will create. Okay. And so always review plan carefully before going to apply it. Okay. So no changes yet, I can say. It is just a preview for what will going to be in Azure portal after you do the Terraform apply. So it is just the preview only. Okay. Now I'll do Terraform apply. Auto does approve. So if you are not writing this, does this auto approve? You need to give answer as yes in console. It will ask you. Okay. So now I need to open Azure portal and can verify what are the things it will create. Okay. So you can see the name myrg. It is taking from variable.tf. Okay. So let me log in Azure portal. S3 added, let me check. Yeah, my RG. You can see here my RG is created. Okay, inside that my unit is created. So whatever the value I had given in variable.tf, it taken that value only. Okay, my vinet, east us, and my RG. Okay, so I'm going to destroy Terraform. Yeah, from this code it will get destroyed from Azure portal. Yesterday I had created a resource group on the name of my RG 07012026. So yesterday I forgot to delete it. So today I'm going to do it through this portal only. Okay, I'm not going to delete this resource group with Terraform. Now I need to do copy paste here the resource group name, then delete. But in when you are in any organization, you are not supposed to delete the resources before you have any prior permission. Okay, so this is the things today. Okay, so if you found this session helpful, like the video and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to share with your DevOps friend. Okay, thank you, and see you in the next class.